This week, we're helping a couple that want to escape the chaos of the capital and live the good life in the glorious Lancashire countryside.
These two have got it all planned out.
This is our life plan. It's where we just put on paper our thoughts, our feelings, our goals.
But you know what they say about best laid plans.
It's slightly disappointing that it's not bigger.
I don't read vast enthusiasm.
The kitchen's quite small.
If you imagine we're in here relaxing and all we hear is them.
This week, we've headed north to the rolling Lancashire countryside where Ady and Andrea Guthrie are searching for a new home as well as a premises for their business.
Having sold up in London, they're about to be made homeless. So the pressure's on us to find them the perfect new home. Ady and Andrea moved south from Bolton, Lancashire 9 years ago, lured by the bright lights and the promise of glittering careers in the capital.
They're both doing well. Ady's a director of a large mobile phone company, and Andrea runs her own internet furniture business from their home in Thames Ditton, just outside London.
But living near the capital has lost its sheen, and Ady's begun to dread his daily 2-hour commute.
I would love to just be able to drive through the countryside and just not have to go through endless numbers of traffic lights.
He's stressed up and wound up tightly like a coil all the time. If we carry on the way we are, Ada's probably going to have a heart attack.
That sounds like a good reason for them to shift their lifestyle.
Excellent.
And follow their dream back to the fresh air and their family in the rolling hills of Lancashire.
Just to have a nicer environment that hopefully we can bring children up. We'd like our parents to be grandparents and not just distant, relations to any children that we might have.
If it sounds like Ady and Andrea have got their future mapped out, that's because they have. These two are scarily organised.
This is our life plan. We've actually put on here a shared goal to move out of London, preferably to Lancashire or Cheshire. Quiet and peaceful location, scenic, spacious, 4/5 bedrooms, 30 minutes to parents, 30 minutes commute to places of work. I'm a firm believer that your head gets very muddled up if you keep everything in your mind. So if you get it on paper, it just brings it to reality and it makes things a little bit more clear.
You like to get lots of things on paper, don't you?
I do. I like to write lots of lists, which you do too.
Not as many as you.
So that's our life plan, really.
So the Guthries are going home, and they're taking with them Andrea's blossoming internet business, selling children's furniture. She's hoping to find a shop for it.
Well, for me to have a shop, it's exciting. It means that I'm moving the business forward and I get to talk to people because currently I'm at home all day in the office and get lonely.
With Ady and Andrea so certain of where they're going, it doesn't leave us much room for manoeuvre. I want to meet this queen of lists and see how flexible she is. Did you always know that it was part of your life plan to return home?
Yes, the longer term life plan, we always knew that we would want to bring up children up there and to be, if I'm honest, to be close to the family so that they can help out. Because at the moment, if we want to see family, it's a pre-arranged weekend and it's not just a pop in and have Sunday lunch kind of visit.
Is there such a thing as too close to home?
Yes, absolutely. We want to be far enough away that our parents can't just turn up on the doorstep, but close enough that we can call upon them when we need them.
Andrea may want to head for the grassy hills, but what about Ady? And what about that nasty 4-letter word, work? So how long have you been with your current company?
Just under 10 years. So...
Just under 10 years?
Yeah.
My goodness me.
Born and bred, really.
The company must really want to keep you then?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a good mutual arrangement, really, in that we're opening some new premises in the northwest.
Is it coincidental that they're wanting a presence up in the northwest at exactly the same time as you want to move up there?
Yeah, pure coincidence, but a perfect arrangement, really.
And Ady's not the only one ringing the changes when it comes to work. With Andrea wanting to make the leap from the internet onto the high street, I need to make sure she knows what she's letting herself in for.
Are you set on having a high street shop, or would you look at an out-of-town premises?
My heart says go for something that's got a high footfall, so in a town centre. But then when you look at the financials, it starts to become
the business
scary.
rates. The problem is that our high streets are being destroyed by high business rates, which are increasingly a problem for small businesses like yourselves.
Yes, and I'm aware that if we take a giant leap into buying a property and it's our first retail premises, then there is a bigger risk there. So maybe a good sort of stopgap would be to rent with an option to buy, and I'd be quite happy to do that.
This is no small move. Ady and Andrea are jumping in headfirst and moving over 200 miles north.
Their top priority is to cull Ady's gruelling commute, so the new place needs to be no more than half an hour's drive from his new office in Preston. The couple also want to be near their parents in Bolton, but not too near.
They currently live in a no-nonsense contemporary two-bedroom home, which is as ordered and organised as they are. In the Guthrie household, if it's not a right angle, it's a wrong angle. They want their new place to be a larger, four-bedroom, no-hassles carbon copy.
Ady's DIY shy. His idea of working on a property is moving house. But in the Lancashire countryside, character cottages rule, and their idea of crisp, clean lines could be trickier to find.
What you're looking for is what a lot of other people are looking for. You don't want to do that much work to the house, particularly you, Ady.
Correct. Not the best DIYer in the world.
Well, it's fun enough, it's not the DIY that worries me, because a lot of people can't do it themselves. It's whether you would be prepared to let Andrea manage a project for 6 months or so while you rented in the initial stages of your move
You'd
up
be
north.
Busy managing your business though, won't you?
I will, of course.
She could manage the business at home for the first 6 months like she's doing now.
Sides?
No, I'm not taking sides.
I'm a very good juggler, as you know.
Yeah.
You
So,
are excellent.
yeah.
Well
you know,
organised.
if we needed to, I
Yeah,
think you would
I
need persuading.
Totally.
Ady and Andrea would love to start a family, so they're looking for a larger four-bedroom property in great condition and near to their parents in Bolton.
The shop needs to be in the perfect spot to pull in the punters, close to their new home and big enough to provide a shop floor to die for.
Selling up in London has been a very shrewd move. They've accepted an offer of £380,000 on their Thames Ditton house, and with a mortgage they have a total budget of £450,000 to splash out on their new pad in Lancashire.
For Andrea, a canny business loan means that she can spend up to £25,000 a year on a lease for the new shop and let her cramped garage breathe a sigh of relief.
The only thing I can find to complain about is the weather.
You love Lancashire.
I love Lancashire, but there's nothing to complain about. Those two are organised. If anything,
they've got plenty of money.
if anything, they're slightly over-planning and they're not going to leave enough to chance. But
I would complain about the size of the area that we've got to cover. To keep them abreast of all the opportunities and the pace of the market at the moment is going to be difficult.
I'll find something to complain about further along the line. I'm sure I will.
Rest assured she will. And lo and behold,
This week we want a double whammy for a couple who need to be free of London's daily grind.
Lancashire is calling them home, and we're searching for an idyllic rural house as well as a new premises for their business.
We're in Lancashire with a regimented couple whose future is all mapped out.
This is our life plan.
See what I mean?
Top of their list is to escape the London rat race and follow their dreams back home to Lancashire's beautiful Ribble Valley, where they both grew up. The Guthries are home improvement phobic and want an off-the-shelf new build to shift their ordered lives onto.
But I think they need their horizons broadening. There is such a thing as playing it too safe. I'd like to shake things up a bit and take them off-plan.
New build is good, refurbished, developed, that sort of thing.
We've trawled the area, contacted every agent.
Well, this one does look really interesting.
I'm confident there are no stones left to turn. Time to show them what we've come up with.
See you, Bob. Bye.
Now, is this the kind of rural setting you were after? This is our ideal, really. It's just peaceful and quiet and tranquil.
How are things going with the sale of your house?
They're eager to get us out as quickly as possible, I think, so we're eager to find a new one to move into.
We are a mile from the first property.
Right.
This is one of two local pubs, both staggering distance from the properties that we're going to see.
Good.
So,
We like staggering.
I know we want to ruffle their feathers with this search, but I don't want to scare them off with the first property. We're being hassled for a no-hassles house, and that's what we've found. It's a detached new build on a small estate in Ribchester, 40 minutes from their parents in Bolton.
A stress-free home. Personally, I can't believe that in the land of cottages and barn conversions, we're looking at a soulless new build on a development, but it does have everything they've asked for. It's opposite a fairly busy road, but ticks every other box described in their life plan.
Not only that, but it's spread over 3 floors and has a whopping 5 bedrooms. But all that extra space doesn't come cheap. It's on the market at just a £5 under their top budget of £450,000.
Right, now, it's a brand new house.
So you don't need to worry about doing any work.
No, good.
That's fantastic.
It's a no-worries house. Good. Let's
Move
hope
out,
so.
move in.
First impressions?
I
I think I like it. I like
the brickwork, I like the colour, I like the fact it's got 2 garages.
I'm not surprised it's an instant hit with Ady. The only work he'd have to do is wipe his feet on the way in the door. Now, it's a proper big family house, 5 bedrooms.
Okay.
2 reception rooms.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
It
Very
is nice.
stylish.
It's got the views.
That works for me because you're actually hiding the road with the wall, which is nice.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure it works for me, because you just said you're hiding the road.
The road,
Yeah.
so it depends how much noise there is.
So we'll have to perhaps go at the back and have a listen.
Well,
Yeah.
we'll listen as we go around.
Also, the sun's going down there.
So it's
Yeah.
Not there.
north-facing.
Yep.
You can't get
Yeah.
away from that. It is
Yeah.
north facing.
Yeah.
It'll be a very easy house to live in, very practical, designed with modern family living in mind.
We can move straight into this, can't we?
Yes.
That's
I
one
mean,
of the big advantages.
paperwork and money depending, you could literally be in here within 10 days.
A couple of weeks, I think.
Wow, they're moving in already, and we haven't even shown them upstairs yet.
It's a nice, solid baluster.
This is the master bedroom because it's got the ensuite, but it's
Right.
not actually the biggest room.
Oh, okay. It's still a decent-sized room.
It has the best view
Of the road.
No,
over the road to the beautiful rolling hills.
But the road is a concern for me.
It is quite noisy.
Might you open the window? Let's have a listen.
OK, so the road's a problem, but they would be getting all this space at a great price. I just hope that traffic hasn't made them veto this house completely.
Now, you could do 2 things with this room. You could have a sort of cinema room study up here. Or you could have this as your master bedroom on the top of the house.
I'm trying to think. Wardrobes, storage space, because
I've
the eaves of the
noticed-
house would cause a little bit of a problem.
I've noticed, Andrea, that you're a very methodical house hunter. There's not a huge enthusiasm for anything, but at the same time, there's not major negatives.
I'm trying to think through the practicalities to make sure that we don't have to move again in 12 months' time because we haven't thought of something.
Do you think you both have a similarly adult and slightly dry attitude?
I think probably me more than Ady.
Right, OK.
Ady's probably more likely to go with his heart and I'll probably go more with my head.
Being practical's all well and good when you're house hunting, but I'm rather longing to find out what will melt through Ady and Andrea's lists and plans.
The thing that worries me most of all, which is what we said before, is that the fact I can hear the road. If the road wasn't there, then I think we'd seriously consider the house because, you know, it is very nice inside.
So, boys, are you just putting the world to rights?
Well, if we'd managed that, then we'd probably be happier than we currently are.
Oh, right, so not happy bunnies then?
No, not for me.
Not for me. I think the road is the one that is getting in the way.
With road noise swerving onto the agenda, Ady and Andrea are adding to their list of demands.
But if they can change the rules, so can we. This next house we're going to show them is a beautiful semi-detached barn conversion in the pretty hamlet of Chagley in the Ribble Valley, 50 minutes from their parents in Bolton and only half an hour's drive from Ady's new office.
This property would need work to bring it up to the modern standards of the last one, but taking on an older property at least gives the potential to add value. The house also offers breathtaking country views, 4 bedrooms and 2 good reception rooms. It's even got a handy outbuilding for Andrea's business stock. And did I mention the quiet country road? On at $365,000, it's well under budget too, giving them plenty of cash to play with. Well, welcome to the little hamlet of Chagley. There are 25 dwellings in this development, and this, as you can see, was a barn, and it was the barn to the dairy farm.
Right.
there.
It's got the double whammy of the really rural position, but because it's this little community, you don't have that sense of isolation.
And the great views at the back there.
It is great views.
That's what the house
That's what
enjoys
we're
the
here
whole
for.
way through,
Yep.
yeah.
Fantastic.
Now, coming straight in, guys, what you've got here is one of 2 reception rooms. Now, currently, this is done more as reception room than kitchen.
Like the beams.
It's in excellent structural nick. You don't need to make any alterations to the layout. First impressions? I don't read vast enthusiasm. Not coming
Kitchen's
off
quite
on-
small.
I'm not negative at the moment, but
Sat on the fence.
Yeah.
It feels a little bit dark.
Oh dear, not a great start.
Now, this is a 3-storey property.
okay.
And what you've got up here is a great reception room.
Okay.
Wow.
That's a beautiful view.
I think you spend many happy hours staring at that.
Quite like this room, actually.
It bothers me that
Okay.
we've got the platform there, which is their outside space, and that monstrosity of a clothes dryer.
I think the neighbours are becoming an issue.
Well, they're on top of us.
If you imagine we're in here having a nice, quiet glass of wine, relaxing, and all we hear is them outside
no, you're right.
noise, that would bother us.
And it's not just noise, they can see in. Even if
They'd
it's
have
sat
to
on
be
here.
quite athletic.
Athletic? It'd have to be a family of contortionists. Come on, guys, don't forget you're leaving behind the dowdy suburbs. This could be the rural dream. It's fantastic. I'm not beaten, though. I'm taking Andrea outside to show her a couple of hidden extras that I'm hoping could open her mind to the property. The current vendors actually bought this building off the electricity board.
Oh, OK. So an outbuilding.
We thought could be a garage, could be stock room for you.
Also, what instantly comes to mind is potentially an office.
Yeah.
So part office, part storage, which is quite
Yeah.
nice.
You have got 3 rooms. Obviously, that's the baby's room. And then
Yes.
2 decent-sized double bedrooms, each with ensuite bathroom.
Oh, right, OK. Quite average-sized rooms.
Oh, no, I think you'll...
Oh, this is bigger. Yeah, but this is bigger. The front one was a bit smaller, but this is bigger. Well, this is the same size as the lounge below,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah, I don't call this average. And look,
No.
look at that. That's what you see when lying in bed.
Mind you, seeing a strange man leading your wife up the garden path might not be everyone's perfect view.
Who are you calling strange? Although I have got something to show Andrea that might give her a thrill. Now, like a rabbit out of a hat, we have a babbling brook
Wow,
at the end of the garden.
that is beautiful.
Really nice.
A big tick.
Big ticks?
A big tick. Beautiful. I like it.
Credit where credit's due. Ady and Andrea aren't turning their backs on this one.
There's a lot of people blowing my 11-second rule at the moment.
It shows they're thinking things through carefully.
Do you think we're breeding a more mature house buyer?
You're the one doing the breeding.
Hey, guys.
Hello.
We're taking advantage of what could be your garden.
Could it be your garden?
Possibly.
It's really
it's
starting to grow
Yeah.
on us.
Really?
Yeah.
And we're trying to imagine what we would do with the space and how we would use it. So there's lots of bonuses.
Does that mean that we
maybe.
leave here with a maybe?
Yes, I think it's a maybe.
Yeah.
I'm still not overcome with emotion from these two, but we're making progress.
The countryside was such a big hit with them, but they're still craving for that pristine interior from the first property. I think I may have found a place that could combine both. I want them to stretch their horizons, and this one will certainly do that. It's a brand new barn conversion, and it's stunning.
On the market at £475,000, it is £15,000 over budget, but the canny developer has offered to pay the stamp duty.
And for the extra money, Ady and Andrea will be getting the sleek clean lines, 4 bedrooms, double garage and quiet road thereafter, with no overlooking neighbours or spinning washing lines in sight.
It's a clever upside-down house with the kitchen and living space on the top floor to make the most of the glorious views. Set near to the pretty village of Dalton, this house is perfect for Ady's commute and near to their parents to boot.
Now, let's address the neighbours issue at the outset.
Are there any?
This is the only house of the 3 with a balcony, OK? So you can see them, but they can't see you.
Right, OK.
And I think a really pretty view.
The view's beautiful. I'm quite excited, actually. I feel,
Oh,
yeah.
I think that's the first time we've heard that.
Yeah.
It is very pretty.
This house is really starting to wow them, and if they think the outside's good, wait till they see the inside. You didn't want to do any work? You wanted somewhere with a bit of character, a bit of pizzazz, somewhere with a bit of flow.
Yeah, like the beams, like the floor, like the stone fireplace.
Oh, it's getting a general thumbs up. Careful, Ady, you'll have some kind of seizure with this degree of enthusiasm.
Have me keeling over.
Yeah.
It's a real fire.
Yep, real fire.
Wow, look at the
Tick.
kitchen.
Tick.
Yeah, and then this is the kitchen.
Oh, God, it's going to be too expensive.
The asking price is $475,
Right.
but they will pay the stamp duty. It's been on since the autumn, and we know you can move quite swiftly, and developers need to make money.
Wow. Oh, no.
It is.
So how does this work?
It's a fire.
It's a real fire, there's no gas, so...
It's a fire, you
Yeah.
put logs in and you set fire to them. Yeah.
Where's the gas?
You can tell my wife's never lived in the country before.
Although this home is setting them alight, bear in mind they'd be paying top dollar for the way it's been finished.
I'm not going to be able to sell you on doing this kind of work yourself, am I?
No.
So what attracts you to this property is the open plan feel. I never thought I would like an open plan property, but this is just stunning. It's beautiful.
For me, this is what a barn conversion should be like.
Exactly.
It should have the volume, it should be impressive.
I've got to say, a tick in the box for me is the fact that we are a little bit closer to Bolton, to our family, which is really what we were looking for.
Just about the right distance.
Yeah.
So upstairs is a big hit, but the compromise in here is with the size of the bedrooms downstairs.
Nothing a bit of wall shifting wouldn't solve, but we all know Ady's attitude to DIY.
You could knock them through. It's Kirstie's sledgehammer time, isn't
That's
it?
a big wall to knock through.
And it's a...
And why would you want to knock through?
I don't know. We wouldn't. We'd have to keep it as it is.
That's slightly disappointing that it's not bigger, but
On that side, those two rooms are a bit small, aren't they? This is just a sort of utility room.
we'd need to think about storage, because there is no storage anywhere. Let's get Kirstie and Phil to bang on the floor upstairs and see how noisy it is.
OK, and shout them.
Can you bang on the floor upstairs for us, please?
I'll be able to hear that.
Yeah, I think so.
It is just shoe noise on the wooden floor. It's not squeaky vibrations.
Can we
is
get
it?
Kirstie and Phil?
Thank you.
You're putting a very brave... Oh, no, I was going to say you were putting a brave face on, because I know you don't like this type of thing.
It's fine. I mean, they've done a good job here, and the thing is they both work very hard, and they're interested in making money via their businesses and not via property.
I don't think they'd lose money here, and it is exactly what they asked us to
I
find.
think you're paying 25 grand for 5 grand's worth of flash equipment. I definitely think that, but I shall make sure they know that.
Well, you get what you pay for. This house is high-tech and immaculately finished. With Ady's DIY phobia, I think it could be very seductive.
You two are grinning like Cheshire cats.
It is beautiful.
I don't know what to do with you.
A few of the rooms are a little smaller than what we expected.
Yeah.
I think it's fair to say.
Yeah.
It is. I think we could be creative, though.
We'd have to be, really.
The storage and the small bedrooms, the numbers of rooms downstairs, is exactly why this hasn't sold. This would normally fly off the shelves if it was at the right price.
Yeah.
And the sense is that it is a bit pricey.
I think you've hit the nail on the head there.
You are paying for this property, how nice it is. This property is £110,000 more expensive than the previous one. And it's not such a good postcode in terms of price.
Ribble Valley was...
Yeah. So you...
More desirable.
As long as... I don't mind which of the properties we show you, you go for. Our job is to find you a property which makes you smile like you smiled when you came in here. But one thing I do know is that we've got to ensure that you know exactly what you're paying for and what you're getting.
You're both very realistic.
Yeah.
Well,
and
no,
you've,
I think...
you've tackled this search in a very realistic way.
Yeah.
You'll have to do the same with it. Do not fall in love with it.
No, I think the
leave the
realism
hearts
is...
here.
Yeah.
I'll leave my heart in the
In the
fireplace.
fire.
Come on, let's get on to the next one.
OK.
This week, we're chasing the dream for a model couple, desperate to escape the chaos of the London rat race and live the good life back where they grew up in Lancashire. Ady and Andrea are heading northwards in search of a better life. They're joining the ever-increasing crowd, driven out of London by its high property prices and pollution.
So far, we've taken them to 3 great properties, but it wasn't until we got to this last one that we had a breakthrough.
This recent barn conversion wowed them with its clean, modern lines and rustic charm. I think we may have found our winner. Home time, Kirstie?
Hold your horses, Phil. I'm determined to find them something that's just as tempting and gives them the space they're after without the developer's premium. And I think I may have found it. There's only one word for the next property: groovy. It was architect designed in the 70s and it's a real statement. I think it's stunning, and if you look at it as a blank canvas, there's plenty of scope to add value here.
Perched up on what the locals call Millionaires Row in the village of Pleasington, it's only 20 minutes from Ady's new job and close to their parents in Bolton. The house is £10,000 over budget, but there might be a deal to be done here. Inside, it's massive. There's more space than Ady and Andrea will know what to do with. I just hope they're brave enough to take it all on board.
What was going through your mind as you pulled up?
How big it was, and what a view it's got, and how long the drive is.
Little dated, but not too offensive.
Dated? This is 70s chic at its finest.
Wow, this is quite unusual, isn't it?
I think quite unusual does sum it up. Yes, Ady?
Wow. Look at the fire.
What do you make of this?
Impressive. Very impressive.
Hey, look at Ady's.
So I'm just trying to take it all in and...
It is a lot to take in.
The black blinds don't work for me personally, but what works for me is this view, this degree of privacy, being this far off the road.
It's one hell of a view.
Okay, I'm going to split you two up for kicks, okay?
To see the rest.
I'm going to take Andrea upstairs,
OK.
okay?
I'm sure you noticed if you count the drive, there isn't a garage. When the house was built, this was the garage.
Right.
But they've increased the living space at the expense of that.
Fine. So you just park on the
You
drive.
park outside, there's plenty of room.
OK.
I feel like carpet.
I know. And how put your head in there?
In here.
Yeah.
Walking wardrobes.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's not all this house has to offer.
Oh, look, little Ellie's coming up the stairs.
How are you?
Right, now this is a blank canvas.
Wow.
Wow.
Look at the size of that.
If there's enough room, you could divvy it up
You can
along
do,
there and
yeah.
make it into 2 rooms with
But
a
I
little
think
corridor.
to make this your master bedroom suite, to have one fantastic guest suite, family bathroom, 2 children's rooms, I mean, that's all the space you're ever going to need, isn't it?
Wow.
And to be able to do this in summer,
Wow, that is a view, isn't it?
it is a view.
You can see the Ribble Valley.
Yeah.
Could you imagine yourselves living in this?
Well, it's cold, and we could add some
But
warmth.
it's
to it
so
quite
square
easily.
and everything's in a...
It is.
Whereas the previous property we saw had some of that contemporary feel, but it was nice, sort of country, stony.
Ady, the previous property we saw was half the size of this one for more money.
This is a real statement. You've got to like this style and live in this way.
Yeah, but you
to
can
buy
do
this
things
house.
to it. You know, it's cheaper and it's bigger.
How much is this property?
It's 459,950.
At that price, I think this house is a great investment. Ady and Andrea have got to wake up to its possibilities.
I don't care what everyone says. Size is everything.
It's not for them.
It is.
It's not.
I'd hedge my bets if I were you, Kirstie.
What do you
Don't know
see
what it
when you
is.
see this?
Like a futuristic show home.
Why? What makes you think that?
That. And
We could potentially get it for cheaper than the 459 price, given that it's been on the market for so long.
I know, but even if it was 20 grand below, you'd have to spend that, and that means 460, which is out of our price range.
You can spend that over a period of time. You don't have to spend it in one hit. So as and when we can afford to do things, that we do one room at a time and make it a project.
Not sure I'm into projects though.
I'll do the projects.
Okay, what's running your business?
Yeah.
We're meant to be homemakers, not home breakers. This house is such a statement, and I don't know if it's one Ady's ready to make.
Could you give it marks out of 10?
I'll give it a 6.57.
Sorry, that's higher than I thought.
I'd probably give it a 7.5 to 8.
I'd give the one this morning 9.
It's quite retro, and it's just whether it's just a bit too far out there for us. I'm more excited than you are because I like the amount of space inside, and I think there's things that we can do to it to add a bit more value and to put our slant on things, really.
Yeah. Are you happy now for me to start the search for the shop, the business premises?
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense now at this stage, doesn't it?
Let's hope a good night's sleep gives them a clearer idea of what they're both after. We're not going to find their dream home if they can't agree what that dream is.
Next morning, I've left Ady and Andrea in Kirstie's firm and capable hands and set out on the second part of our brief. Andrea's been running her business selling children's furniture over the internet for the last couple of years. Things have gone well. She's looking to branch out and open her first shop. It's a massive step for her, so I need to find somewhere that's going to turn little dreamers into a big success. So far, my search is going pretty well. The Guthries are prepared to spend 25 grand a year on rent for the shop, and with that budget, I'm already lining up some great options. The key to any business is supply and demand. There's not much point opening an umbrella shop in the Sahara, although it might do quite well here in the northwest of England. What you've got to choose is the location that's going to pull in the most sales and the premises that's going to give the right exposure for the least expense.
Sounds like you're doing a sterling job, Phil. I'd love to say things are as rosy here, but Ady and Andrea have decided to turn the tables on me. Despite Andrea falling head over heels for 2 of the properties we've shown them, I think Ady's having a real wobble. There's a house that they saw 2 weeks before we came on the scene that they want to go back to. They're not discounting our 2 properties, but just can't get this one out of their heads and want me to give it the once-over.
It's on a gated estate in Old Lango in the heart of the Ribble Valley and on the market for £409,000. I can't believe after everything we've shown them, they want to see this. So much for broadening their horizons. Looks like they've got their blinkers on again. They may as well be back in the London suburbs. But can I make them see sense?
So,
More generous hallway than the previous house.
A lot more generous. Just whip my
the
shoes
tiles
off.
are quite nice, isn't it?
Bigger dining room.
Yeah, it's nice separate dining room as well.
Yeah. Good size. And by the looks of it, a good sized sitting room.
Yeah.
If you can put up with the amount of houses outside, you do get a lot of house inside here. Downstairs, there's a huge kitchen, dining room and sitting room, and upstairs is divided into 5 good-sized bedrooms. It's effectively just a bigger version of their Thames Ditton pad.
But the properties on this estate are packed together like sardines in a tin. For a couple concerned about privacy and noise, it's a surprising choice. Is it really what they want?
Does this give you a warm, practical feeling?
Yes, gives me one.
I don't know.
Should we look upstairs?
I'm playing my head and my heart here, and
Well, I mean, you're not playing your head and your heart, because neither of the houses which captured your heart are bad buys.
Ady may still have his practical head on, but I think we've really opened Andrea's eyes with the other properties. This house seems to have lost a lot of its curb appeal.
we absolutely have been strict on the fact that we want views and countryside and a nice area. Now, you look at the front there and you're straight into the house across the way.
Very true.
You look at the back, it's trees, but it's not a view.
I think Andrea's still under Plessington's spell, and quite honestly, I don't blame her. Maybe Ady's being a little too practical.
Does the house feed the soul?
It does for me, and I know we've got slightly different opinions. Every house I've ever lived in, pretty much, it's always been within 5 years old.
Nice as this house is, we could be anywhere.
It's a development.
It's a development. It's secure, it's safe, it's a lovely big house inside, and it's got carpets, it's got curtains, and it's easy.
It's got a double sink.
But you are not going to wake up in the morning and you're not going to look out the window and you're not going to think, wow, that's mine, that's Lancashire,
You know,
that's where-"
yesterday when I said in that very big room in Pleasanton that was just a blank canvas, I said, just imagine partitions and dividing that up. If you imagine this as one big empty room, but they've divided it up, there's a partition wall there, which is just hardboard, and there's an ensuite, there's a walk-in wardrobe. You could do that.
You could do this in Pleasanton,
and it would be bigger.
and
it
then-
would take some time.
It would do this in Pleasanton. It would take some time and effort, but what you saw out that window would be the hills and the Blackpool Tower. And when
your
you
rest
got
and
up in the
relaxation.
morning to go to work, you'd own a bit of that.
There's nothing wrong with this house, but the whole point of this move was to escape suburbia and get out into the countryside, something the houses in Dalton and Plessington achieved in spades.
Yes, but with Ady still rating this house so highly, I don't think we can cross it off our list yet.
Time to get down to brass tacks.
Whilst Dalton is beautiful and it made our hearts jump, if we're thinking of a family, it's just completely unpractical.
It's not big enough.
It's
at the
not
end
big
of the
enough
day.
and it's quite unchild friendly.
Yeah.
So could we this afternoon do a second viewing at Pleasanton and try and think about it
Visualise
again?
and understand what it
talk
might
about-
look like and how
Yeah.
we'd have to do it.
I know Andrea's keen on Pleasington, but Ady's going to need a lot of persuading.
We'll use our feminine wiles, Phil. 2 against 1, Ady doesn't stand a chance.
Poor man.
To win Ady over, we must appeal to his practical side. I want to take him back and show him that if he can look past the 70s decor, there's a gem of a house sparkling underneath.
I want you to do something for me, okay? Humour me. Just sit down here. Lounge. Ady, relax. Now, what do you see?
Not sure what I see, because my mind's just racing as to if we did go for this, what that'd mean and how much it'd cost. What about you?
But I'm imagining you driving up the drive, I am absolutely imagining a little baby in here as well.
Oh, no, don't. I'll cry.
And I'm imagining the baby putting the fingers,
No, I will cry.
the toddler at the window with the sticky fingers, but going, getting all excited that Daddy's come home and you driving up here. And I don't know where that, I honest to God don't know where that thought has just come from. It's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, sorry.
100%.
Right, Kirstie, we'll have to invite you back so you can...
Sorry to make you cry.
No, but she's dead right. That is a total toddler height window.
Pull yourself together, woman.
Yes, anyway, well, moving swiftly on, I'm preaching to the converted with Andrea. In her head, she's already moved in. But for Ady, it's all about practicalities. He's terrified about doing the work this house would need, so I've invited a builder round to put his mind at rest.
Now, Lee, this room, what we think is a bathroom, obviously, here on the side, which has got the windows, and then a walk-in wardrobe.
With Lee wearing out his pencil, it seems like the only thing this second visit has cemented is uncertainty.
I don't know.
Oh, I don't know either.
Oh dear, not a good sign. This second viewing was meant to turn Ady onto the property, not Andrea off. Time to see if cold, hard cash has any sway.
You reckon that all in, you could spend 10 grand on it? Its asking price at the moment,
460.
460.
Plus 10.
Plus 10 is 470. Now, we want the asking price for this house to come down to 440, in my opinion.
Yeah.
My feeling is there's no point in me making offer any figure at this point, because I don't know if you're wholly committed to this house.
I think you're right.
Not yet. I think we just want to think about it.
Need to mull it over. It's a massive, massive decision, clearly, with that sort of money, and sort of that's going to be potentially where we're going to live for the next 5-10 years. It's a big, big decision.
At least, yeah.
It's a massive decision, and one that I certainly wouldn't like to make. After all that meticulous planning and living with lists, these two have got to take the tiger by the tail and decide on the biggest purchase of their lives.
And they haven't got long either. With their house in Thames Ditton already sold, they're days away from being homeless.
The day after I leave Lancashire, I get a call from Ady and Andrea. After a sleepless night of talking, they've turned against the two houses I thought were in the running and are asking me to arrange another viewing at, wait for it, Dalton, a property that I'd thought they'd dismissed because of the small bedrooms and the expensive developer's premium. This house did make their hearts race, and it seems like it's come back into the running.
I've still got that excited feeling, that giddy
I
feeling.
know, I have too. I love it. I love it.
It's absolutely beautiful, isn't it? I never thought we'd be in an open plan, though. I never thought we'd
No, but it works.
like open plan.
It works.
It's got a great feel to it.
It's just different, but it just feels right, doesn't it?
Should we do it? Can we afford it?
But they've got to move fast. Since they went back for their second viewing, a rival offer's been made at the asking price of $475,000, $25,000 over their budget. So it's a huge decision.
We have got a very warm, fuzzy feeling about it. I'm very excited.
It's a gorgeous
And
house.
it's beautiful.
Value for money, value per square foot, it's probably not the best decision. But we've fallen in love with it, and we're trying to follow our hearts rather than our heads at the moment, because I think we've tried too hard to follow our heads.
Just when I think I've worked out how to read these two, they pull a stunt like this. I'm delighted they still love the house, but pinning all their hopes here is a high-risk strategy. With the other houses dismissed, we have to get this one for them.
So all that's left to be done is the deal. With the house already £25,000 over budget, Ady and Andrea are understandably very keen to stop the price going up any further. They're in a great position to buy, so I'm going to match the rival offer of $475,000.
We're not increasing our offer, but we will leave our offer on the table until the end of today.
But in this fast-moving market, I just hope the asking price is enough. Ady and Andrea Guthrie are leaving their home in Thames Ditton behind them and heading for a new life in Lancashire.
We've found them the house of their dreams, and all the pressure's on me to secure it. With a rival bidder snapping at our heels, I've had to go straight in at the asking price of $475,000. Ady and Andrea love this house, but they also desperately need it. Their old home is sold, and they've nowhere else to go.
But now the news is in, and it's a great result.
They've got the house, and it's champagne and smiles all round.
Many happy times, and drinking champagne in Dalton.
Shabby-dabby-doo.
With the house a yes, I'm determined to go for the double and set off full steam ahead into the shop search. Andrea wants a brand new retail premises to expand her children's furniture business, which she currently runs online. She's got a budget of 25 grand a year for the rate and the lease.
She doesn't want to be more than half an hour from their new home in Dalton. But this still leaves us some very affluent locations to choose from, particularly to the southwest of Manchester, where the Cheshire Set and the Wags could be perfect customers for her quality nursery wares.
This first shop I want to show them is set in the picturesque town of Knutsford, half an hour from their new home.
With its boutique shops and well-to-do shoppers, Knutsford would be the ideal place for the business to spread its wings.
For a shop in such a good location, it's pretty reasonable too. Amazingly, it comes in at under budget at £16,742 a year. Now, this, I think, is a little gem. That's actually quite a big gem. 850 square feet we've got here.
Really? Wow.
Over 2 floors. This is on the market for £11,475 a year. Rates are just over 5 grand. So it sort of sits comfortably within budget.
Something we haven't talked about is the distance from here to home.
Just over half an hour, I reckoned.
From rush hour? I'd probably say 45 minutes.
With Andrea's worries about her commute threatening to take over from Ady's, I've got one last trick up my sleeve. This last place I want to take them to would offer Andrea's business a virtually risk-free beginning. We've come to see a clever retail centre that hires out individual stalls to business owners.
Andrea would only have to take out a minimum 6-month lease on the stall at a cost of only £312 a month, making it very easy to cut and run if it doesn't work out. Set in Chorley, it's only 20 minutes from their new house, even in rush hour.
So it's a completely open plan format, and all of these are sort of single units. This is actually the one that's available. You don't have to man your space. People pick up things and there's a barcode on that.
Okay.
Which runs through the till here, and they deal with it for you.
And they take a commission.
They take 15% cut of your turnover.
It's kind of a no-brainer, really, isn't it?
Now, that's what I love to hear. I mean, are you thinking stepping stone or take the big jump?
We can't really say no to this. It's a good way of entering the retail market.
The lad's done good.
Well, thank you. I'm delighted. I really do think this place would be a fantastic launch pad for Andrea's business.
It may be more low-key than the Knutsford premises, but you know what they say about tiny acorns, and with Andrea's determination, I'm sure her retail empire is well on target.
And there's more exciting news. A month on and the sale's already completed on their new house in Dalton. Ady and Andrea can finally start shifting their lives lock, stock and barrel northwards.
Queen of the list making is in 7th heaven.
This is my list. It basically tells me what's in every box and where the box is going to go. 70, 71, 72. If suddenly Ady wanted to find his deodorant, it's in box number 66.
You gotta love her. But she's in overdrive, making sure that the move runs like clockwork, and they're finally ready to start living their country dream.
2 months after the move, and with their new lives firmly in place, Andrea's invited me to come and check out her swanky new setup at the retail centre, and it's looking good.
I'd expect nothing less.
Andrea, here she is. Good morning to you.
Hi, Phil. How are you?
Very well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm very
Set
good.
up or what?
Yes, we've got everything in.
It looks terrific. It looks
Thank you.
highly organised and together. I guess I knew it would be, Andrea.
Well, we try.
How's trade?
It's early days, but on the whole, it looks good. We're getting a very positive response, and sales are up, which is the main thing.
Andrea's done a great job with her new space here. It really is a fantastic springboard for her business, and knowing her drive and grit, I'm sure her retail empire will soon be blossoming, turning her internet business into a solid reality.
But of course, finding a shop was only half the battle on this search. I'm looking forward to getting back to Dalton and meeting up with Ady to see how he and Andrea have been settling into their new life.
Hello.
Ady, morning.
Morning, Phil. How are you?
Very well.
Good to see you again. Long time no
Great
see.
to be here. Looks good. It looks good. So it's all working out okay in Dalton?
Yeah, fantastically well, actually.
Commute's okay?
Yeah, that's great.
I did go through kind of an emotional turmoil when we first moved, but that was purely because being so organised, I felt very unsettled, and I hate that feeling. So the first weekend, it was kind of, I was a bit emotional, wasn't I?
To say the least.
But absolutely love it now.
Wow, this house is just as good as I remember, and it suits Ady and Andrea's no-nonsense style down to the ground. The downstairs bedrooms are small, but they're perfectly formed. Andrea's even managed to fit an office in.
But the crowning glory here is the upstairs space, especially with those views. Ady and Andrea really have bought themselves a little bit of country bliss.
A lot of the time in London we were up and down the motorway to visit family, and now we could...
It's all on the doorstep,
Like
isn't it?
on Sunday, just gone, we called up Ady's granddad without even 24 hours notice and said, do you want to come in for dinner tomorrow? And he did, and that's really, for us, what it was all about, to be able to do that.
Looking forward, do you see yourself here for many years, or is this a sort of stopgap?
No, I definitely see us here for quite a number of years.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit different to Ady because I'm always thinking of the next thing and planning for the next
There's
project.
no stopping her. She's like this all the time.
Just like, let me stay in one place for a few years.
And who wouldn't have a smile on their face when they've got this at the end of the road?
So here we are, banks of a canal, stunning countryside, and yet only 2-3 minutes from the back of the house.
Indeed.
This was kind of what it was all about, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. It beats the banks of the Thames for sure.
Do you get out for a walk very often?
We do. We try to get out. We were out last night walking for it's about an hour walk. It's just a loop from our house through the cornfields and things.
So you're actually doing it?
Well, the beauty was it was after work, you know, I got home at quite a reasonable hour because the commute's only half an hour, and we just thought, let's get out.
I think living in a beautiful spot and having this type of countryside on your doorstep, it just makes work and life that much more bearable.
Yeah, it does.
Balances it all out a lot more than it was when we were in London.
Which was what the dream was.
Yeah, and we've got the dream. We've got everything that we wanted and more.
Mission accomplished?
Definitely.
110%.
It's gone according to plan.
I think it always was going to with you around.
Bring on the next plan.